guys. Okay, so let's go back to the question on why are you don't want to fight. You don't want to stand and fight.
Nope.
So why are you here? Out of all the shows you could pick, why would you pick this one? Why are you here?
I want the toughest, most unforgiving interviewer possible.
That would be Bill O'Reilly.
He didn't call me.
He'd put you in a meat grinder.
Okay.
Okay.
This ain't exactly a Dunkin' Donut fest.
Well, no, I appreciate that. We haven't even gotten started. Let me tell me your story on Rahm Emanuel and the whole naked in the showers.
I will. By the way, I'm not the only one. Can we talk timeline just for a second?
Sure.
So everyone says I'm changing my story. 11 years ago, I was diagnosed with terminal cancer. That's a medical fact.
Okay, hang on. Before you show this, play the Robert Gibbs audio here of what he said. Here it is.
Where do we look?
Well, look, I think this whole story is ridiculous. I think the latest excuse is silly and ridiculous. George, let's go through what we've heard from Congressman Massa. Last week, on Wednesday, was having a recurrence of cancer. On Thursday, he was guilty of using salty language. On Friday, we learned he's before the Ethics Committee to be investigated on charges of sexual harassment. So, look, I think clearly his actions appear to be in the appropriate venue in the Ethics Committee to look at.
So that's exactly how they set it up. Mr. Gibbs, this is an x-ray. That's me. I don't know if you can see it. That's a tumor. It goes across my liver, up through my lungs, all the way around my heart. And when they were done trying to cut it out, nuke it out with radiation and chemotherapy, it left so much scar tissue that when I walk outside now in the cold weather and take a deep breath, it feels like someone's stabbing me. I had a heck of a cancer scare in December. They took a bunch of CAT scans. They don't know whether it's scar tissue or reoccurring tumors. My wife has been after me since day one, not only not to run for Congress, but not to stay in Congress, as have my doctors. Because it's literally, for me, it's a 120-hour work week. And they want to dismiss this? Okay, great. But the reality is, I didn't know anything. Nobody from the Ethics Committee talked to me, not even yet. Not a word, not one. Everything I know about it, I've learned from Mr. Gibbs and from the internet.
How long have they been investigating it?
I don't know. I don't know that. I took a trip to California about 2 weeks ago. How does this work? It's a star chamber, and it's all supposed to be very confidential and never released to the public. That way they have these incredible powers to investigate, and the trade-off is it's kept secret. But they didn't even follow the procedures of secrecy because they started leaking things here and there. And that's how this works. It's the old one. It's the Potomac two-step.
All right. We're going to take a break and
okay.
Come back. I want you to start at the beginning of when your troubles began with the White House. And I want to go back. I want you to keep
that far back. That goes back about 4 years.
Hang on. I want you to keep in mind one thing. I made a promise on the first day of this show that I would not waste the time. My time is valuable, but my viewer, they don't have. I have to be here till 6.
So take me where you want.
They don't.
Take me where you want to go.
This is where I want you to go.
Okay.
You tell me something that I don't know about corruption, and you tell me what's going on.
You want to wait till after the break or start now?
I want you to wait until after the break, and you tell me, you show me.
Of that. I want to do this interview, one more, and then go away. I don't want to change the world. I'm not campaigning for re-election. I'm not.
So then what is your motive for being on here? Because I said to you yesterday, you said everything
has been taken from me.
Taken from me.
Everything.
And I said, then you have nothing to lose.
That's correct.
Then you can make a real impact. If you don't want to change the world, why are you here?
Because it's important for me, in a logical conversation and not sound bites, to tell my story. And then I'm done.
Okay. So tell me the story. Tell me the story. This is what
here's the
they said about, do we have the Rahm Emanuel didn't happen?
He's saying it didn't happen.
Yeah, no, they said, the White House said, you didn't know this?
No, I didn't know.
The White House said that none of this happened. Do we have a soundbite, or is it only a statement? Just a statement. That the White House said it didn't happen, there was no naked encounter, there was nothing in the shower.
That is not true.
Were there any witnesses?
I have no idea. I wasn't looking around.
Tell me, tell me what happened.
I was in my first 2 months. I was in a battle about the budget. Ron was angry at me. He poked his finger in my chest while I was taking a shower. It's exactly, I mean, I've gone through this on the radio show. Not only did it happen, I'll never forget it. Rahm Emanuel hates me. He doesn't like me. I get it. But this is not about him, and frankly, it's not about me. It's about something that's so much bigger than that I learned in just a year. And that is you can either go along to get along, or you can literally be bought and sold legally.
Okay, so why would you abandon a system where, do you love your country? You served your country.
24 years in uniform. My best friend died in front of me.
Right. You were willing to die for your country.
That's correct.
You're saying now that we have developed. Then when we come back, make a difference for the next half hour.
All right.
Tell America, name names. Tell America what you know that we don't know. What do you know that we need to know? If it's true what he claims about Rahm Emanuel, what was it, Joe? 4 different charges Rahm Emanuel could be brought up on? I think I talked to the judge before we went on the air. There are 4 different criminal charges that he could be brought up on. He told us, if you just joined us a minute ago, that I'm tired. I've fought for 30 years. I can't fight it anymore. He has cancer. He's moving on. So I said, that's fine. There are others that are wanting to fight. Tell us what you know. Make a difference now. Pick up a shovel and show us where to throw the dirt.
So the most important thing that people can do is to get involved. I mean, it's that simple.
No.
And vote.
You are in. No.
So what? Okay, go ahead.
Please don't be a commercial.
All right.
Everybody knows that.
All right.
People, you're in. You claim that the system is corrupt. I agree with you.
Demand that we do one thing in Congress, and that's change campaign finance reform, because nothing else matters until we do that. Until we do that, nothing will change. I don't know. That to me is the #1 issue facing America today. It really is. We won't change jobs. We won't change anything until that is changed. You called it legal. I have been stunned by how it's set up.
I just talked to you in the break, and I just said to you, does anybody in Washington understand our financial situation?
No.
Okay. You believe it's unbelievably bad?
Yes, worse than that.
Yeah, okay. So now, with what you're saying to me, this is the image that I got in my head. As you're saying, we've got to change campaign finance reform or nothing will change, here's the image that's in my head.
All right.
The World Trade Center is on fire. You're a fireman coming out. And I'm standing there and say, what do I do? And you say to me, you've got to get better 911 service in the helmets of our firefighters. The building's going to come down before we can do that. What? Help me. You've been in the building.
Yes, I have.
You're there. What's happening? Tell me something about the unions and how the unions are working, or I don't care. So any kind of corruption. Tell me about what is the White House doing?
Glenn, it's not just unions. It's every special interest calls their member of Congress and says on each particular piece of legislation, you vote this way. Now remember, I think it's the leadership of both parties, because it goes beyond Democrats and Republicans.
Is there arm twisting going on?
Oh, there's going to be so much arm twisting going on the floor of the House of Representatives. You get a better full squad of docs in there to set the broken bones.
You at one point said to me that you were...
And that's not me saying that. That was on the news today.
Oh, you're not... Again, my first question was, is there anything new to your charges?
I mean, people say that I'm making this stuff up, but I'm just telling you what I learned in 14 months in the United States Congress. By the way, a Congress I deeply love. And people say, well, you can't indict the Democratic Party by saying something that's negative. It's my job, if I believe in the principles of the Democratic Party, to say when we're not adhering to them. That's what...
But I haven't heard anything. I've heard generalities. I
don't know what you want me to say specific. I don't have specific legislation.
Take a break.
Okay.
Let's take